Plus, the great George Takei sitting in. Nothing like starting off the week with George. Walking in the studio and seeing George sandwiched between Artie and Benji. He's going to drop by and tell us how his day went. And, of course, we've got Jason Kaplan getting engaged. As Artie put it, yet another one. Biting the dust, I guess.
Yeah, Artie must be very disappointed because I know he and Jason used to roll all the time.
That was the joke in the back when you said that, Artie. We were like, Artie and Jason going out all the time, and we're not aware of this?
It just represented something to me. Like, wow, everybody really is spoken for, you know? I mean, it's just, I mean, not that I'm some sort of stud, but every once in a while on the road, a chick will hang a curveball over the plate. Like Teddy, you saw that one. You know the chick I'm talking about, the one that brought me the pasta?
She was so hot.
Like, how hot was that chick? She wasn't with...
She was so hot. I was hoping, you know...
Yeah, but I'm saying she was, like... Really, like, I had a choice of... See, I don't know. I can't speak for her. I don't know what would happen, but... Like,
nobody knows who she is. Don't worry.
But, like, when that... But, well, that's true. But, I mean, she
you think you could have done it?
I was talking about the drugs things, too, but I don't know.
Well, he was smart. That scared him. I mean, look.
Didn't that scare me a little bit? I said, because she did say she had stuff. But my whole point is, like, if there were anybody from the show with me there, the only guy that I would conceivably sort of party with and say, hey, you know, there's two chicks I might be able to... It would be J.D.
Right.
And J.D. doesn't come on the road.
And J.D. doesn't party.
Yeah, but now he
party, but I can't go on the road. I don't have the money.
Well, I'll take you out as a wingman. Even Teddy's got a girl. Everyone's got a girl. It's bullshit.
Man. Like if J.D. had the money, he'd be swinging.
No, but I'd pay for him to come out to a gig, maybe, because I'm doing... Hey, J.D., I'm doing Vegas July 28th.
Hey.
Now, there's one. I mean, I'll even pay for a hooker for you there.
All right.
Because I'll probably pay for it.
DL.
Just out of curiosity, where do you find a hooker in Vegas? Like,
where do you find a hooker?
No, is there like a phone book?
No, I mean, if you go... Listen, you go to a strip club and you go, look, I'm looking to have some fun. This guy's going to hook you up with people. I'm like, go on. I don't want to get into any exact names of places, but you let it roll. That you need a little companionship. There's guys at these casinos that set you up with that shit.
I mean, I saw one time what I thought was a hooker playing a slot machine.
See, this is how I know you've never cheated on your wife, because we've got into the way we roll into Vegas, man. You just let it slip at one of those hotels. You want some action? Forget about it. You'll have 80 numbers. They'll bring them to you.
Who's they?
They're around. You want me to point out? I'm not going to name names, but I will tell you. Come with me to Vegas. If you're willing to pay for it, you'll get 5 10s lined up at your door.
You know people who know people?
I know people who know these broads. I mean, it is simple.
JD, would you go to Vegas with Artie? I mean, would you roll with him?
Sure. I mean, yeah, if he wants me.
July
to go.
28th.
I just don't want to be like
the Hard Rock. We're the kings at the Hard Rock.
I just don't want to be like some hanger-on guy,
No,
just
you're
hanging
JD
around.
from the show. You're a celebrity. I mean,
I'm not a celebrity.
Ted's a hanger-on. You're not a hanger-on.
The hangers-on are guys who aren't on the show. You're on the show.
You're on the show. You tape shit.
I've talked to JD about this. I know that bugs him. Like, he doesn't want to feel like he's, he wants to contribute somehow or feel like he should be there versus just...
The fact that it's only me and you as a single guy, why don't we make Vegas the inauguration trip? You come with me out there. Well, I'll get you a room, all right? I'll pay for you to go out. And I guarantee you, dude, if I have to pay for it, I will. But I guarantee you I could get you a whore that is a fucking 9 to fuck you. And I'll pay for it if I have to.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. Well, then are you in?
I'm in.
All right. Good. Well, come. I guarantee you'll get laid.
What's that date you're playing the Hard Rock again?
That's July 28th. At Peacher's Madhouse at the Hard Rock. It's a Saturday night.
Already just sold enough tickets right in that sentence to pay for the whore.
Now, Jason...
I hope not.
Jason Kaplan joining us. Are you upset hearing these plans now that you've gone to the other side and you're in the engaged/married category?
Oh, yeah, totally. I didn't know hanging out with Artie was on the table as an option, so now the engagement's off. Forget it.
No, but I mean, first of all, he's had a girlfriend forever.
Right, and he's been living with her for a long time.
I've only known Jason with a girlfriend, and he's a good guy. He's a loyal guy to the girl. I mean, I don't know that was ever something that he would want to do.
No, I mean, no, I wasn't looking to get any other girls. So, no, I'm not upset. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a fun time in Vegas, but I'm not upset that I'm missing the whore
Yeah, but you can't think of them as whores. You got to think of them as
They're
really
women, okay?
hot. No, but really, see, it's not a whore like you see around. It's a really hot chick, man.
Yeah.
It's like a smoking hot chick who goes, oh, God, I have to do this to pay for my baby. You know what I mean? Like, they're the saddest of stories, but they're the hottest of chicks.
If you don't mind me asking, do the whores that you've had, like in Vegas, Are they just for the night, or do you like take them to dinner?
I had the girlfriend rate.
Right, but that was a weird thing. You weren't sure what that was going to be, right?
Let me get the timing straight of the story.
A few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there was two girls, and one was sort of I only would bang the one because I was really attracted to the one. The other one would just sort of hang out and. I don't know. Like,
did she charge you to hang out?
She would, like, lick my ass while I was fucking the other one.
Really?
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, but, I mean, she had nothing to do, so I don't know. And it was like, but that was a little freaky to me. I don't like anything in my head. Like, as long as it's just your tongue, don't pick up, like, a dresser or something.
Right, or a shoehorn.
Yeah, I don't want anything else in my ass.
Understood.
But, well, she had to do something. But then the other one, it's weird. I had a suite, like, they would clean up and...
But did you paid them, though? At the end of the day, you paid them.
At the end, I gave them both $5,000, $5,500 in chips.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
But it was... And I took them to a dinner at Nobu and...
no wonder they cleaned up.
And a real expensive dinner at Nobu, too.
I bet you, the three of you, I bet you dropped over $600-700.
And it was other friends of mine were there, too.
Gosh.
But they sat there. They didn't fucking... They only took a piece off someone's plate until they asked me. Like that, because I said, these are my friends from Jersey. You ask them before you take a sashimi or whatever the fuck. And they were like, can I have this? And all right, whatever. They knew what they were. They were women. They were women the way they should be, the old days, you know. And they asked for permission to do shit. And I went, yes, you can blow me.
It's Artie looking for permission to blow Artie.
Right, but then the one day was great because my buddies came over to visit me, and my fucking room had like a high heel shoe over there and a piece of dress over there, and they were sleeping in the bedroom, and my friends were like, this is great. And I'm like, well, it's not because I'm in show business. You could pay for this. I mean, it's $5,500. I have one friend who could totally afford it, but he's freaked out by it, you know. And plus it was chips at the end. But chips aren't even money. It was just like I gave him chips.
Except for the part where you take the chips and turn them into money. Then they're money.
They live in North California, those broads.
So have you developed a friendship outside of the business?
I know him. I know him. I hooked up with one of them again. I told that story.
Right, but and when you hooked up with her again, was it for pay or was it a relationship?
No, this was a freebie. I mean, except for dinners and everything.
Right. But that's with anybody. You have to pay for dinner.
What happened was I met them at a strip club, and it was a big sort of weekend in Vegas, and I took them out of the strip club, and they said, look, we would have made a bunch of money at the strip club, and instead they hung with me, so I gave them that money plus money on top of it, and it came to $5,500 plus dinner at Nobu, and the money I made in stand-up with the money I lost, I don't know. I was down about 10 G's for the weekend, but what a great weekend. I
was going to say, was it worth it?
Yeah. I'm an American.
You're talking to a guy who had his ass licked while he was banging a chick.
Well, that's a horribly gross thing to say, but I'm saying she didn't know what to do. Because I'm not good with two women. I'm like, well, I'm going to fuck this girl, and I don't know what to do with you. And she started licking my ass. I had nothing to do.
You're not just an American. You're a sensualist. I mean, not only the sexual, the food, the storytelling is one of the sensual things.
Yes.
Gambling, the tension that's involved in it, that's a sensual thing.
Could you imagine, though, the level of addiction you are to a drug that gets you to lick my ass? And you don't have to do it?
You think she's licking your ass going, God, look at all the meth I could buy?
Well, I mean, when you're doing that, what's going through her head? Like, God, do I love heroin.
Right.
Well, you were clean, though, right? You had taken a shower.
By the time she was done, he was.
I just love how George...
12 hours of sitting at the blackjack table, I don't know.
George has been sitting here for a couple minutes, but when the ass-licking story comes out, all of a sudden you decide to chime in.
I think it is very funny that we live in like, I love George on the show, I really do, but... You and Artie have developed this very funny... You genuinely like Artie. And the more he talks about banging broads and gambling, the funnier you find him.
Well, it's weird. I'll say this before, because it's weird you say that, Gary. After the show today, I was a little... You tell that story, and George is also a very proper guy. And he turns to me after the show today, and I thought, he's going to say, well, that was interesting, about the Pittsburgh thing. And he went to me, I must say... He goes, you are a marvelous storyteller.
Well, you are.
No, but
you are.
So George knows how to roll.
I know.
George, do you have any crazy Vegas stories you want to add to this segment here?
Well, I mean, I go there annually to do a Star Trek convention.
That's right.
It's the biggest one, in the U.S. at least, and they're all there.
How many fake ears
Klingons,
have you pulled out of your ass?
Romulans, what? Oh, no, they are Vulcans. They're genuinely, the ears turned pointed.
But did you have a day, I think what
Right.
John's leading to, like pre-Brad, where you were nuts and would have a Vegas weekend of like a lot of sex and strangers, like that type of thing, or?
Well, all over the country.
You know,
really?
I think
You
the
were
countries are,
right.
You know, the conventions were all over the country.
I think Howard asked you this question before, but I can't remember. Did you ever hook up with a guy at a convention? You know, a guy sort of snared
Well,
Mr. Sulu?
Actually, there was a woman that, you know, I was pansexual at that time.
What does that mean? I'm sorry to be
All-
ignorant.
all
What is-
sex.
Every sex.
Men, women, you know.
Bugs.
If you can do it, how do you do that?
But so you're at a convention and you meet a woman?
Yeah, and she was gorgeous, and she was available, and
For
here was
55
my room.
For 5,500 or
No. I mean, just for the privilege of claiming Sulu as one of
And
her,
were
you know, feathers.
Were you wearing the
Nice.
outfit? Did you wear the outfit?
Oh, no.
didn't have the
We
outfit.
wore nothing.
No, I know. But to start.
Oh, no. I appear at conventions in my own clothes,
Right.
not in the costume. The conventioneers come in costume.
Right.
That's great, though. So, like, you got a lot of broads too, and
Not a lot, more. You know, the other kind.
a beautiful woman does appeal to you.
Oh, I had a very long and intimate relationship with a very dear person.
See, as a straight man, that's so fascinating that doesn't just, make you go, wow, I'm never going back to a guy, but I guess a guy is what you want the most. I mean,
You know, you reach a point in life where you say, I find my happiness, my satisfaction, and the frustration that Brad drives me up the wall sometimes,
Right.
But that's part of a relationship, isn't it? As you well know.
I'm not good at a relationship. That's what I found
Well,
out.
I think of the alternative of life without Brad, and I don't like it.
Well, that's my life.
That's your life. Yes, I don't like it.
No, but
I don't like
Artie got to a point where with his last relationship where he got to that same crossroads and he's like, do I want to do this or do I don't? And he decided not to.
It just
Right.
wasn't pleasant for her or me. I didn't think.
Yeah, you each person is individual, and you have to find your own, happiness or satisfaction, and it's not pure. I mean, there are going to be other frustrations involved with it, but that's life, isn't it?
Right.
And when you consider the alternatives, that's what you want.
Hey, Artie, are there any big plans? I just realized, because you're doing this whole rap about how you're getting older and everything, are there any big plans for the Artie Lang 40-year-old bash? That should be coming up in October, right?
I said to my mother and sister said something like that, and I said, listen, I don't want you to throw in.
No, I don't want to go to the party that your mother and sister throw. I want to go to the party that you throw.
Well, yeah, I did think about that. I did think about having something down at the Borgata, maybe, because they really take care of me down there. And I was thinking about with the 40th birthday weekend.
Can you imagine how many tickets you could sell to Artie Lang's 40th birthday party? Seriously, if the show was...
Now we're thinking as a business thing? Well, that's interesting. I never even thought of that.
Well, you were talking about doing something at your new home on the Jersey Shore.
That would be later. But guys, in October I turned 40.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be in time. But now you got me thinking more as a businessman.
Well, it could be both. Make your money.
Yeah.
I could pre-screen like 10 girls that would bang you for 40th birthday. I'd bring them on stage. You could interview them. We could do a whole thing.
That would be great.
This is something
the first girl I fuck in my 40s.
Exactly.
As
They're
you
behind a curtain. Just put your head in the black curtain.
you're going to turn 40 in
October 11th, I'll be 40.
George Burns was going to, when he turned 100,
Was going to do the Palladium in London?
No, he was going to do a Las Vegas thing.
Oh, I thought he was going to do the Palladium in London or something.
Well, yeah,
Right.
and then, but I heard first that he was going to do this thing in Las Vegas, and then I happened to be doing a play in London, and we were in makeup, and this English actor was next to me, and he said, "I hear your American comedian." George Burns is going to be turning 100 in London at the Palladium, and he's sold out already.
Right.
And I said, no, he's turning 100 in Las Vegas, and his show is sold out.
Right.
I mean, you can turn 100 only once. It's impossible for him to turn 100 in London, too. And he says, oh, no, it's been publicized.
Oh, I know. He was going on tour with it. That's
yes.
true. Like
and
a
then
bunch
he went
of
to
different
Sydney,
birthdays.
Australia, and turned 100 again. So you could do the same thing.
His 100 is real. My 40 is really like anybody else's 100 if you think about it. Because I barely made it there. I don't know, guys. It's a good idea. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, turned 40 in Sydney, Australia, and
Well, let's
in
get on
London.
that.
And
We're gonna. I like that lining up girl.
Totally. I'm telling you, we could do our own little convention.
All right,
Artie.
well, that's something to think about. Absolutely.
Let's take a couple calls. Let's talk to Kenny in Akron, Ohio. Kenny, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hey guys, how you doing? Great to talk to you. I'm a long time listener, first time caller. I just want to say I love all you guys. You're great, man. Great show. I just want to say George Takei is without a doubt the greatest guest ever on the show.
oh, that's an exaggeration.
No, I was never a big Star Trek fan, but you on the show is just unbelievable.
Well, thank you. And let me return the compliment. You have high standards and great taste.
Nice. Thanks for the call, Kenny. Let's talk to Jeff in Jersey. Jeff, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey now, guys. Hey, welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, George, it's an honor.
Well, thank
and,
you.
I was curious if, last time you and Brad were on wrap-up, he seemed to be a very jealous guy, and I was curious if
Jealous?
you will understand that the thing with you touching Sal's balls would be...
Yeah, George, are you going to end up the same way I did when I didn't know I wasn't supposed to squeeze Jenny McCarthy's tits?
We haven't talked about it, but, you know, I just called Brad.
I spoke to him.
Yeah, my cell phone's with me. And I said, that was all right, wasn't it? And he said, we'll talk about it.
You know what? Being gay ain't that different. We've all been there.
Really?
All right, Teddy, hit clip number one.
All right, let him feel it again.
That's enough.
What do you mean that's enough?
You wanted to play.
I know, but...
Yeah, there's something there?
Yeah, George, you can't feel anything in there?
George,
Feel it one
guess
more
what's
time.
in my pouch?
It'd be just a wild guess, because all I felt
Feel
was
it again.
skin.
Feel it again.
Yeah, feel it again.
Tug on
Squeeze.
it. Let him do it.
Bang on it.
You wanted to play?
What's in there?
Wait, are you getting hard, Sal?
No, not at all.
Why did you
I'm shrinking,
Don't
dude.
touch it.
You
Okay,
got
I see something over here.
Wait, for a game, hold on.
I see some. There's a bump there.
Feel the
What's
bump.
this?
George, you can't see the joke. George can't see this joke.
Why do you move away from me?
Hey, Sal, let the man feel.
Howard,
He wanted to play. Let him feel.
And that's how Guess What's in My Pouch got started.
Well, you know, he kept pulling away, so I really couldn't feel. And so that's why, you know, all I felt was his skin. And that's why I need another crack at it. Because
Don't worry, we're here all
I
week.
really want to get into it.
You're here all week. Don't worry. I think one of the most fascinating things about Guess What's in My Pouch, because it started out in the hallway. And
You're kidding.
Yeah, which is retarded to do. I mean, to do it for one camera and it may or may not make it to the air. I always think is the weirdest thing. So they're doing it in Richard and Sal's office. I hear Richard laughing his ass off, and as wacky and disgusting as it is, the payoff is so fucking funny because it is gross. But when Sal opens that pouch, it seems bottomless. Oh. He pulls out a battery and a pair of teeth, and it's like things that you couldn't imagine you could fit in your pouch.
Artie, you had to leave, right?
I mean, I wasn't looking at it. I mean, the thing is, you got to keep looking at his dick. You know, it's like watching the ball drop on New Year's Eve or something.
Well, the really shocking thing is that he gets it inside his penis.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, how does he do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you know what he does when he has sex, right?
What?
His wife is a clean freak, and she doesn't like to have any mess.
Oh.
So right when he's about to finish, he has to pull out, and he closes the pouch, and then it all fills up in the pouch. It's very disgusting. The whole pouch thing is gross.
Wolf, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, George, I think you're great, but I am kind of disappointed in you today.
How so?
Well, when Howard, right around the time Howard got engaged, he set this up that he no longer touches women. But the second you're offered to touch a man, you went right for it. And I think Brad is going to be very upset with you.
Well, keep tuned. I'll report tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to hear Brad yell.
It would be so awesome if George came in tomorrow and had to do like a Jackie apology. This is so great.
Now, George, when you come in now, do you feel like one of the gang? Are you comfortable when you walk right in the studio, or you still get butterflies, or how do you feel when you?
No,
come in
I feel
for the
very.
week?
I mean, you know, you don't. How can you prepare for this? So I just throw myself into it and go with the flow. But I must, you know, but part of the flow is one that I'm not knowledgeable about. I mean, but I have my my consultant and expert sitting right next to me, Artie, on all the sports thing, and I contribute where he is rather lacking.
Yeah, I step out during
arts.
the theater and the...
Exactly.
You and Robin have a lot of theater moments that are
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Oh, my God. Can I talk about that moment we had in the hallway, by the way, George? I walk into the hallway, and Robin Quivers, fresh off her trip from Paris, Steve Langford and George Takei are all in the hallway, and they're talking French. And it was just so, I just said, you fucking uppity snob.
How is that happening at this
What's
show?
so uppity about French?
It was just everybody was showing off.
Now, Langford is Canadian, French-Canadian, so that's how he knows it. And
George is just well-traveled.
I do travel, but, when you're in France, you want to eat.
Right.
I mean, that's great eating there. And so I speak menu French and a few other stock phrases.
George knows how to say you want to fuck me in the ass in 80 languages.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Now that sounds very romantic.
It does. And what's your answer? Oui, right?
No, we.
No, oui. No.
How do you say no?
No.
Oh, really?
No is no.
No.
George,
Did you understand what I said?
Did you say, can I fuck you in the ass?
Well, no.
What'd you say?
Do you want to go to bed with me tonight?
Tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, still no.
Did you know you're Patti LaBelle?
I stopped at the Guggenheim. I stopped.
how is Robin's French, George?
Well, she's working on it, but what's his name is excellent.
Steve Langford.
Steve Langford is very fluent. I mean, he's French Canadian. I mean, he's not French Canadian, but he grew up in Quebec, and he worked in Paris for, I think he said, 3 years.
Let's talk to Matt in North Carolina. Matt, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hey now, I wanted to ask George if he knew when if he's going to be on Heroes next season, like how many episodes he'll be on, because I really love the show. I'm also just started subscribing to Sirius about 2 weeks ago, and it was great catching up on all the old episodes and great to hear the new stuff.
Well, we just finished the first episode of the second season last Wednesday. And if you thought the last few episodes of the first season was fantastic, the first episode will blow you away. You will be just, you won't be able to hang on until the next one because you will be so blown away by that.
So to answer your question, Matt, yes, George will be back for season 2. And are you surprised by the success of Heroes? And
well, I knew that it was a big success when I got cast, because it was the highest rated new series of the season. But I had no idea that our story, my son and mine, would grow into this other thing. I thought when I was cast that I'm playing the very powerful, wealthy businessman who's very concerned about his son. But as we went on and other scripts came, I discovered I'm not so separated from the intrigue that's going on. Claire, the cheerleader, was the baby that I handed to HRG to raise.
Whoa, stop. I'm not up to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I'll...
Claire is your baby?
No, I gave her to HRG to raise.
Motherfucker. Now, who's HRG now?
HRG is
horn-rimmed glasses.
Horn-rimmed glasses.
And you guys are suddenly make Star Trek sound cool.
George, did you find out if your character has a power yet, and if so, what it is?
Oh, boy.
Well, the second season is called, or the theme is Generations. Mm-hmm. And we have said enough to let you know that this just doesn't happen. There is something genetic about it. And Hiro is my son.
Right.
And, no, I'm not supposed to.
We?
The first episode will reveal something very interesting.
Excellent.
I could just see the last caller from North Carolina going, God damn it! Claire is HRG's kid. What?
Oh, no. We made that clear.
Oh, it's clear. Damn.
It's somebody else's child that I took and gave to HRG to raise. But in the first season, I shouldn't tell you because you haven't.
It'll blow it for me.
Well, we find out who the parentage of Claire is, truly.
What's I haven't watched the show at all, so I got to get started. What's Claire's power?
Claire is able to
She's
heal
indestructible.
herself. Yeah. She can fall off a tall building and be smashed to smithereens on the sidewalk and put herself together and walk away.
That the hot blonde?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've seen
The
17-year-old hot blonde.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a quick break. George, thank you so much for stopping by.
Good to be here.
Very long day for you.
Now I've got to face the music.
Yes. Good luck with Brad.
I've been there, George. Good luck.
We're on your side.
Thank you.
When we come back, more vacation stories, more of Jason getting engaged. Your calls only on the wrap-up show on Howard 100 and Howard 101.
888 Stern 100.
Got a comment about the Stern Show? Call in.
The wrap-up show
With John Hine and Gary Delabate.
Welcome back to the wrap-up show. John, Gary, Artie, Jason, JD, and your calls at 888 Stern 100. Let's go right to the phones. Mark in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. It's Mark, the patent attorney. I wanted to ask the group whether at the end of a long break you look forward to coming back to work or if it's like any other regular job where you absolutely dread it and can't pull yourself out of bed that Monday morning.
No, for me, the first day is the easy part. The first day is coming back almost like the first day of school. Tomorrow is when you're exhausted. Yeah. Today it's just like, oh, I haven't seen the guys. I haven't been there for a while. Let's all get back and see each other. And then on Tuesday it's like, oh God, this again.
I hate working. I always, I hated school. I hate work. I wish I was born rich. I fucking hate this. I love the show. I have the best job ever, but it's still a job. It's still, I got to be here at a certain time. That time is really early.
Can I ask you a question?
I haven't watched the whole fucking Super Bowl in 7 fucking years. And I'll tell you what. This is bullshit. I can't wait till I don't have to work anymore. I love vacationing. I hate working.
If you dread coming here, what was it like that Monday morning when you had to go back to the docks?
No, it's the worst. I hated. And this is. I mean, how good is this job? But it's like 6 a.m.
You still got to be here.
If it was noon, anytime something becomes structured, and you're supposed to be somewhere, and there's a commitment, then it's like hell.
So you want to be fully commitment free across the board, like wake up and whatever you.
I want to be able to wake up and go. I don't know. Maybe I'll
wake up and go to work when I want to. Fuck who I want when I feel like it. Eat what I want when I feel like it.
I want what I want. I'm a baby.
I want it.
I'm a big baby.
You know what, John? When I first started on the show, it was such an amazing gig because I was still young and I was out and partying. And the show was on from 3 to 7 in the afternoon.
Oh, my God.
And the show ended at 6:55 on the button. They had to hit NBC Network News. So at 6:55, no matter what, if I wanted to go home to Long Island, I could be on the 740. If I wanted to go to the Garden to watch St. John's play Syracuse in 1984 in the NCAA tournament, I could go do that. If I wanted to go see a concert, I could go and do that. And it didn't matter how late I stayed out because I had to be back by Howard and Robin and Fred walked in the door at around 12:30 in the afternoon, so I just had to be there by 12:15. Yeah. So like I could be on the 10:40 train was my train. I could go out till 3 in the morning and still get plenty of sleep and be there. Those were the dream hours.
Those are party hours, man. That's great. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Rick in Miami, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey now.
Hey now.
I was just trying to see, is JD there?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, I wanted to ask what he did over the break, and another question is that a recording when I hear the whoop, whoop, or is it really JD over there doing that?
If it's on the wrap-up show, it's not a recording.
You're hearing that whoop live. And, JD, what did you do over the break?
I worked, and I didn't really do a whole lot. I just worked, and this past Saturday I played in a beer pong tournament that I lost in the first freaking round. But that's about it.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't get to go to Vegas or something.
JD tearing up the New York social scene.
Jamie went bowling. He got drunk. He saw the Big Lebowski.
That was over vacation?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was a Tuesday night.
We went to the movies?
Yeah.
But JD, life is better for you even when the show is on vacation and it's dark. You don't have to be here at the crack of dawn, right?
No.
So you could stay out later and it's a lot more fun, right?
Yeah.
JD, not exactly a young JFK Jr. after he got out of college.
All right.
I mean, that's good though. I mean, you're on the biggest radio show of all time in the greatest city in the world, and you're living as if you were, you know, a 7-Eleven kid in Montana. I mean, you know, let's take advantage of it.
Different strokes for different folks, bro.
I'm going to tell you this. I told you this a bunch of times. I'm going to tell you this one more time. We don't care how heavy and often you drop the name of the show to get laid. We do not care.
I know.
You can't embarrass us, JD. We love you.
That's right.
It should be, hi, I'm JD from the Howard Stern Show.
Everyone does it. We all do. What do you think? I mean,
he tries. We went out. I was his partner in the losing beer pong game over there, and he showed up to this beer pong tournament with a Howard TV shirt on. So I thought that was like a ploy to like maybe start up some conversation.
No, it just happened to be the cleanest shirt in the collection that night.
Yeah.
Poor Jay. I mean, you know, it's like you got to get with it, man. You got to roll.
I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying to be happy, and you know, sometimes talking to people doesn't make me very happy. So
Dude, I'm busting your chops. Look, I'm miserable too. I'm just saying. You know, you should be doing. You're
we'll
young.
both be miserable together in Vegas.
You're young and well, no, that's different, man. I'm gonna if I have to pay half of what I make that fucking weekend, I'm gonna get you pussy. I'm telling you right now, Ted, book him. We're getting him first class ticket.
Wow.
All right, and a suite at the Hard Rock. And I don't care if I got to throw money at chicks. You're gonna get laid.
Thank you. Can't wait.
Don't embarrass me and be all.
No,
picky.
dude, I will stay out of your way if that's needed.
Don't go, you know, oh, she's got a sore on her lip. Don't give me that shit.
How much you want to make a bet? We go to, you know, you take him to Vegas and you wake up one day and he's like in his shorts and you go, where you going? He's like, oh, I'm going to see Hoover Dam.
Yeah. I have buddies. Anybody who's ever seen Hoover Dam is a fag.
I don't even get that reference.
I went with my buddies. Hoover Dam is in Vegas, right?
Okay.
I went with my buddies and we were all going out to party. And I get up on Saturday morning, they have like cameras and shit. I go, where you going? They go to Hoover Dam. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're in Vegas, you nuts.
You know what? You should see Hoover. The only time you should see Hoover Dam is on your way to Vegas.
Right.
I don't even care.
Now, you guys, I know, are, you know, sort of bonding in misery, but the guy who's happy is Jason. He got engaged. Jason, you should describe, because you really didn't have time on the show, exactly how the engagement went, and be specific about how you did it.
Including the dog.
Oh, well, no, but I made the house like Christmas. I put up a tree, stockings. I got one of those Yule log videos and put it on the TV.
Well, that's
what about the dog?
That's standard Christmas.
No, I'm getting into it.
All right.
Why? Why is that?
Because she really wanted to get engaged at Christmas.
I was trying to make Christmas in July. Trying to be a little romantic.
Why did you wait till December then?
I don't think he had that kind of time.
Dude, I couldn't wait till December.
Really?
No.
She was sort of like, look, I want this done.
It's been 7 years. She's been hinting that she's wanting to get married for like the past
months.
But you heard the story I told this morning. She thought the ring was coming last December.
Oh,
yeah. And it was just a mess. And you know what? It made her happy. So it was fine to do it in July.
So you had to spend money. It's just you and her in the apartment?
Yeah, just me and her.
No, it's not just you and her in the
our
apartment.
dog and our cat. I got the dog a Santa hat, which I guess is what you guys wanted me to bring up.
See, if you had any nerve at all, you would have gotten him the antlers like the dog wore in the Grinch.
I couldn't find them. I was looking. It's hard. I typed in pet costumes. There's not a lot of websites. And I made cookies. I got like a cinnamon candle and burned it. I wanted her to walk in and feel like it was the middle of December and Christmas. And she said it did, so.
Did you have fake snow or anything like that?
No fake snow. No. Oh, I found she has a bunch of like Santa snow globes and stuff. I got everything out.
By the way, I love today how you said, like, you know, Christmas is pretty much a secular holiday.
It is.
There's a whole bunch of Jewish friends I know that don't agree with that.
Well, it's not secular when Christians are shoving it down your throat and yapping about Jesus, but I mean, like, you know.
You don't want to fucking look at you. You're a Jew putting up a tree in July.
I mean, listen, the tradition of the tree, that's all rooted in pagan tradition. It has nothing to do with Christianity.
Is Janice Jewish?
No.
Oh,
no. She's like half Catholic.
Oh, she's regular?
Yeah, she's regular. She's a regular. Regular white girl.
First of all, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Secondly, you bake cookies. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm envious of you. I really am. You could line up hot chicks from here to the fucking to Pittsburgh that I could fuck under a Neil Young poster with a joint. I'd rather have your life at this point in my life. I really would. I would rather have a steady girl that I was in love with, who loved me back, who was excited that I, baked cookies.
Do you think you could ever love a woman enough to bake her cookies, Artie?
No.
Oh, dude, it was freaking that,
I'm asking Artie, not you.
No, I don't think I could. I'm baked cookies. Buy a hat for the dog. Oh, my God.
The hat we're going to use anyway. I mean, we can.
Let me ask you a question.
That's pussy whip, man. That's like.
Artie, let me ask you a question. You and Dana, she's probably one of the most serious relationships in your life. What would you say was the most romantic thing that you ever did for her? Like something that you don't want us to know, but that like really, really.
Okay, you know what I can give? I don't know if I ever said this on the air, but I'll give you something real corny that I did.
Yeah.
With Dana. I told her that I called her up one night, and this is when we started. We're going out for about 2-3 months, and she would listen to the show from 7:30 to 8:15. That's when she got up and got ready to go to school. So I told her that let's pick a sentence that when I say this sentence, I'm thinking how much I love you. And it's going to be me speaking directly to you and Howard and 20 million people in the whole country are not going to know this. But when I say this one sentence, it'll be me saying how much I love you and I'm thinking of you at that moment. And she thought that was the most romantic thing in the world.
What was the sentence?
We did it like 4 times. It would change every time. But the first time it was like, no, you can never figure it out. It would be like I knew, say, like the NCAA tournament had just happened, and I would say, last night Duke played a hell of a game, and they should have won by 20 points. Something like that. So I'd say, remember that verbatim. When I say that, I'm thinking of how much I love you. Wow. So you think that's weird. When I said that, she said she was crying at a light.
Oh, that's great.
Because it's like me, just a private little thing. Like I'm saying I love you. So to me, Dana thought that was the most romantic thing in the world.
Imagine how romantic it would have been if you would have just got on the air and said, Dana, I love you.
Well, yeah, but you see, then I'd catch shit. So really, it was my way of telling her I love her on the air without catching.
Or you should have told her every time you say, fire!
Well, that would have been too hacky. I mean, come on.
That's you say that a lot. You
I know, but I'm saying it would be, this was like our own little personal thing, and she thought I was the most romantic guy in the world when I thought that up. I haven't come close since.
Right. That's awesome. It didn't cost you anything.
Right. No, nothing. It was like fucking, That's probably the corniest, most romantic thing I ever did.
Nothing says I love you more than I've got the Packers giving 6.
Well, it would always be like something I would really say, and it was always about gambling. It was always about, sports or whatever, and it was about the St. John's game.
I remember one time Artie told Dana he loved her. He said, I've got the entire field versus Tiger Woods.
That meant I want to fuck you.
Now, you would really swap places. Do you want to be at that stage in your life?
Yes, at the age of 39, it's like this is a good example. You take the story I told today on the air. I don't know. I've been doing stand-up on and off for 20 years. I've been all over the country, and I haven't been like Rob Lowe with women, but whatever. I've had some broads here and there, some fat chicks, some chicks out of my league. And it's been kind of interesting and everything. But there's guys who would want that life forever. And I think they're all bullshitting. I don't think any guy really wants that life forever. I'm 39. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I would rather have a chick that I'm steady with and not get laid when I go to Pittsburgh. Abstain from that and come home to a girl I love. At this point in my life, I don't know if I would have wanted it at 20. At 20, when I was Jason's age, I had just gotten on Mad TV, and I was going out there and doing a lot of, coke. There was always snow in July when I was around. But I don't know. It's just a different type of thing. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying in a way?
I totally understand. It's funny. I was telling some of the guys, I was down in Florida. My mom was a little sick. I was down in Florida. My dad passed away last summer. And I was thinking, I'm down there, and if my mom didn't have me, right, it would be brutal. They just, shove her around and stick her in a home. And I really, who I started to think of? I started to think of Ralph.
Right. Yeah.
It really made me sad. And if Ralph's listening, I started to think of when Ralph gets to be that age, he's always like, you guys don't know what you're missing. You guys don't know what you're missing. But Ralph, who's going to look out for Ralph when he's 70 years old and he's sick?
See, Ralph, when you have an honest conversation with him, he really thinks you don't know what you're missing. Like he thinks his life is great.
Right.
In other words, the single life as a guy. And see, I don't know. To me, maybe I haven't talked to him in a deep enough way, but I'm starting to worry that I'm going to be a lonely, old, miserable fuck. Right. I don't give a fuck how much money I have. I'm just going to be a miserable old motherfucker. I'm miserable now. And there's no broad around to keep that in check. That scares the fuck out of me. Like you're by yourself, like Ebenezer Scrooge, yelling at some kid to get you a goose. Or something.
So you're in a weird spot now because the longer you spend time alone, the harder it is to share that time with somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
You totally set in your ways. All of a sudden you meet somebody. What do you mean I can't just fucking do what I want whenever I want? It's harder.
Well, no, when I heard about Jason, too, I was like, that's another younger kid that's just lapped me in life. I'm blown away. I don't know, you got it together to get married. That's amazing to me. I'm not together. I've done nothing to mature. my one buddy, my friend Joe Matarese, who I worked with in Pittsburgh, he's getting married. I remember being on the road when he just met his wife, and I had been with Dana for a year. He just met his wife, and they just started going out. I'd been with Dana for a year. We hung out on the road in Arizona together and had like a wild weekend. Now he's married. They're having a kid. They got a house. Like, I'm gonna die a lonely drunk.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
worried about it. I don't know.
But you're a little on the young side, and you've had, like, at least we can look at a relationship that you have had.
Yeah.
And you do have the capability to have a relationship. It just didn't work out.
I don't know. She was very perfect in a lot of ways, and I fucked it up. I really think if I couldn't make that work, I don't know if I can make anything work. I don't know. She was tolerant of a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's
except
true.
heroin. But even after that, she tried, and it just, I don't know. I'm miserable.
Let's go to John in New York. John, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I have a couple of quick questions. Number one is, why isn't the Stern Show played at night? I can understand on K-Rock because, you're on their schedule. But on Sirius, you kind of make up your own schedule. So why don't they play it at night so that fat fuck Artie wouldn't be so miserable?
You mean yeah, you don't mean play. You mean why isn't the show live at night?
Yeah, we play it at night, sir.
We've talked about doing it live at night and then rerunning it the whole time. But it just sort of seems that people are conditioned to morning radio, and it seems like they're sort of conditioned to, sports happens at night, television happens at night, like all these things happen at night that we talk about. But you're right, people do afternoon shows all the time, and that's a whole different thing. So who knows where it'll go someday.
And the thing is that even though people are conditioned with that, people follow the Stern Show, because they love the Stern Show, and they'll listen to it, all day long. So if you started it at night, I don't think you'd lose listeners. I think actually you'd gain much more. And can I ask a quick second question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Artie, I don't understand something, Artie. First of all, it sounded like you had a good girl who was everything that you're saying you want now.
Right.
And you lost her.
Yes.
Now you're miserable. You're this, you're that. You're going to quit the show. All this bullshit. I don't understand. I mean, you're a fat fuck. You should be happy as hell. You're even getting pussy.
Thank
and
you.
You sound like even more miserable. What's wrong with you, dude?
Well, listen, I mean, I was feeling a little down, but after you said I'm a fat fuck and I'm lucky to get any pussy, I mean, that really helps. Thank you for brightening my day. It's going to be a great lunch. But listen, I'm saying I didn't make it work. It couldn't work. That's why I'm envious. In other words, like, I wish I still had it. I just can't figure out how to do it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
The answer is just start dating a chick, man.
Hey, what happened with
It's more complicated.
What happened with you and Dr. Keith? So how often did you guys see each other over the vacation?
Well, we're fucking, and
no, have you guys seen each other a reasonable amount?
No, twice. I said this on the air today.
Right. And how do you like it?
He's nice. He's a great guy. He really is good at what he does. And
are you buying into it or not yet?
A little bit more than I ever have.
Yeah.
I have another appointment with him tomorrow before I do Conan.
Because John and I have had this conversation before, just in general. Like when it comes to anything like that, if you don't buy into it, then it's pointless.
Well, I'm starting to buy into it way more, and I think he gets that. That's where I'm coming from to begin with, and. We're working at it. As a matter of fact, I've laid all this out to him, and he seems to think that, like with Dana, he thinks I should have suggested having a kid without getting married. And as depressing as this sounds, and this is kind of radical, he goes, I can tell the type of person you are, and in show business, there's a lot of people like this. He goes, I think you should find a girl who would have a kid with you, even though you're not married and you live close to one another. Because he goes, I can't see you ever being in a relationship.
I was going to say, that says a bunch about your commitment.
I mean, but he goes, I just can't see you ever having a conventional life. That's what he told me. Wow. So I don't know how to react to that.
But why would he want you to have a kid?
He says, I could see you being a great father. I could tell you would love to have a kid. I could see you being, caring towards a woman. But the way your life is now and the way you're structured in life in your head, I can never see you just having that normal, Ozzie and Harriet type existence.
Artie, did you give that girl a call who came in? Remember that from Perry Farrell's band?
Yeah, I left her a message on her machine. She, as a matter of fact, she should be getting back from Europe. She went on a 4-week European tour.
I remember she said July, right? Mid-July, right. Beginning of July.
Yeah, she should be getting back. Actually, I should call her again.
You should.
You still got her number?
I think Wednesday.
I don't have her number. You have her number.
You have a number still for her?
No.
Find that for her. Yeah, we got something on her. We should.
You gave it to me?
I left her a message. She hasn't called, but she might be getting back this week.
Either way.
You can get a number on
Yeah,
her, right?
I have to dig, but if you need it, I'll get it.
Yeah, try to get that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about her. She's hot.
Now, Jace,
she's perfect for me.
Jace, what did you expect when you went in today and that story came up about your engagement?
Nothing. I pretty much expected that. I mean, Howard can't bash people for getting married anymore since, he threw it down.
You're right, man. That is a good. That
was awesome.
Let me tell you something. Yours and Will's experience is dramatically different than mine and Stuttering John's. I'll tell you that right now. And Doug Goodstein's.
Why? Because he was married?
Well, yeah, he totally broke our balls.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You could be fucking for the rest of your life.
I remember the stuff with Doug.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was...
Oh, forget, what about, it's even worse than that, because post being in a relationship with Beth, he was giving me, I remember when me and Dana were at our best, like 2 years deep, it was like total bliss.
Right.
And I came in during a commercial at K-Rock, and I mentioned, it's going really good. And he went to me, don't fucking get married. Because he thought it would pressure him into getting married. And I'm like, dude, I kept my bargain. My end of the fucking bargain. I fucking did heroin and got rid of the girl.
I mean, Will's timing was as perfect as it gets, because Will got engaged, I don't know, a month before Howard got engaged. And Will even said, man, he was easy on me. Yeah. And then we realized, of course, Howard was about to get engaged, so how's he going to come down on
Oh, wow, that's right, because Will...
we came back from the Christmas vacation, and so that was January 6th, and Howard and Beth got engaged on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. See, Will had no way of knowing that, but it was perfect time.
Right.
But Howard's now officially taken every side of this angle. I mean, he don't get married. Getting married's fine. Just stay in a relationship, but don't get married. So now he's done. He can't give anyone advice ever.
Yeah, honestly, as the guy in this room, other than Robin and Fred who've known him for so long, we know Robin's stance on it. And I'm not sure about Fred, but is he having a kid with Beth, you think? Within the next 5 years, are they having a kid?
I don't know that I can. I don't know the answer to that question. I know. Right. Listen, as adamantly as he says he's not having a kid, that's how adamant he was about never getting married again.
Absolutely.
And then he says, "But a kid is different." But I am telling you, he's just like, he would look me in the eye and he goes, "I will never fucking get married again," and he's getting married again. So you can't say never to anything.
Yeah.
If adoption counts, I'll put money on it right now. He has a kid.
Adoption?
Does adoption count?
Well, why would you say that?
Because maybe Beth won't have a biological kid, but they'll adopt a kid.
See, I think Beth would want her own kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where the pressure would come from. I think he could talk her out of adopting a kid.
See, here's the thing.
If a woman gets that thing in her body where she wants a kid, that's what he's up against.
See, here's the thing that makes it really hard, and I totally understand Howard's side. Been there, done that. But Beth hasn't. But he hasn't. You're like.
But it's crazy. No.
But see, I love my kids. I don't want to have any more kids.
No, I understand that.
I've done it with the kids.
And it's expensive. It's a big responsibility.
You don't understand it. You may think you do, but you don't, because I'm with Gary. I love my kids dearly. I'm not having another kid.
I totally understand where Howard's coming from, and I get where Beth's coming. I don't understand how they're getting married with this kid question in the air. Like, that blows my mind.
It's a big question to have in the air. It is because you see, I think. See, Howard's such a logical thinker. He does everything logically. Everything has to make sense. I think, and this goes to what Jason's saying, that Howard in his own head has said, I love this woman enough to where if she brings up kids, I'm going to buckle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise he's too logical of a thinker to enter into this with that looming over his head.
To take that one step further, I mean, chess. Yeah, I play chess with Howard sometimes. As geeky as that is, and he's great at it, but the reason he's so good is because he anticipates moves 6, 7, 8 steps in advance. And you just, you set people up that way, and you're always thinking things through.
So you say there's no way that he's going into this not knowing what the options are and how he's going to deal with it.
That's what I think.
There's no way he's getting married without knowing how to take her rook.
I think he's keeping his fingers crossed. He'll never want kids, but he's prepared for it if she does.
You might be right, but
no, I agree with what he just said based on the fact how Howard thinks. And God, first of all, let me applaud. John Hine deserves some sort of radio award for throwing in kissing Howard's ass about chess into this conversation.
I was tying it into today's show.
What an amazing way to do that. But no, I agree with Jason. I think he's in his own head said, if she really pressures me on it, I love her enough to where I'm going to buckle, I think.
But he's got to stay the course and say no until it becomes an issue. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. He's going to fucking hope for the best there, man. Exactly. But look, hey, there's that evil soap opera route to go where he secretly does get the balls snipped and goes, God, I guess I'm fertile. I can't have a kid,
Do you think she'd marry him if he got a vasectomy before their marriage? The wedding?
I don't know. It's interesting.
I think she would, but that would be a surprise.
Look, it's just a major issue to bring up of trust. I'm like, I don't know. Why you get married? you love me or you want a kid? You know.
Oh,
Richard Christie, are you getting engaged anytime soon?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, these guys, Jason and Will, have been with their girlfriends for like 5 years. We're about 1.5 years into it, so I think we got a little bit of time.
I got to say, Richard, you should marry that girl because she loves you, and you're an interesting cat, and she loves you.
Yeah, she is a lot of fun. I mean, we have a blast together.
Without getting into any details, I think, now I may be totally wrong, I think I got a pretty good idea what you pull down a year, plus, appearances. You really have to take a bus. There's an $11 bus ride. I mean, an $11 bus ride. Is that really what you have to take?
Artie,
come on, dude.
I can explain this.
You're not making the kind of money where you got to take $11.
Yeah, but the only other option is a car service and to Atlantic City. That's
no, it's
outrageous.
not. There's a very nice train you can take.
No, there's not a train that goes direct from New York to Atlantic City.
You know what? There's got to be one close enough. Go to Philly and then take a car. There's something. There's better than you're going to eat a breakfast sandwich 2 feet from an 80-year-old woman throwing up.
I didn't know. He left out the best part, by the way. Howard didn't let him finish the story. Then a guy at the front of the bus starts freaking out.
Yeah.
So the bus driver pulls the bus over. They call an ambulance. They're stopped for an hour in this heat. Richard said a little kid's kicking the back of his seat.
Oh my
and God. They decide that the guy that was freaking out having an anxiety attack, the ambulance driver gave him aspirin and put him back on the bus.
You're with Atlantic City bus crazies. I mean, how crazy those people are.
The best thing was after the lady puked in the bathroom, about 10 minutes later, a guy came back and took a dump in the bathroom.
Of course he did.
And he stunk the whole bus
Dude,
up.
I think, see, to me what I'm saying is, I bet you can afford different. You're being cheap. You're excited about $11 bus ride?
I was psyched. When they gave me that $20 back at the casino, I was like, this is such a deal.
But aren't you going, didn't you play a gig down there?
Yeah, we did a gig down there,
well,
yeah.
Dude, you're making... I can't make
$100 to rent a car for a day.
Well, the best
how much money you make from the gig? I mean, enough money to wear. Come on.
Lot, yeah.
Oh, come on.
But the best part of it is, so Sal...
my head's exploding from not being able to relate to you taking an $11 bus.
Real quick, Richard, we got a minute left.
Okay, the best part of it was, we actually had a ride back with Sal's driver, but he wouldn't let us ride in the back seat because he had 2 styrofoam coolers he didn't want to throw away.
Well, hey, look.
That took up the back seat, and they were medical coolers.
They had biohazard stickers on
them. They had biohazard stickers. He was using them for beer coolers. He's like, these are so hard to find. I can't just throw them away. You're going to have to take the bus.
He doesn't have a trunk?
No, it was full of luggage.
Oh, my God.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
We do have to wrap up.